Hello everyone and welcome to week 1 of the St. Louis VGC Draft League. We have something a little bit different today. One of our players had a match and was able to record it, so I'm coming in with some post commentary. Now I don't know what exactly is happening, but J-Dud is going to be our POV player up against Bathilra. Now, as you can see, J-Dud was one of our 2 players who was able to draft a very strong rain team. You can see the Politoed, the Mega Swampert, the Toxicroak, getting a strong electric type in Mega Manectric, a Swift Swim Beartic. Just really, really strong, leaning in on rain. Meanwhile, Bathilra grabbed, and the Meteor Mashers grabbed Mega Metagross, snow options in Ninetales and Galarian Slowking, rock type power in Aerodactyl and Hisuian Arcanine, along with a few others to round out his type coverages, including a Firewater Grass core of Blaziken, Feraligatr, and Sceptile. So I'm going to start us off. And here we go. We see where both teams are going to draft their Pokemon. So J-Dud brought the Beartic, Mega Manectric, Swampert, the Toxicroak, the Politoed for the rain, and a Focus Band Zoroark. We'll see if that gets any use today. Up against the Aerodactyl, Hisuian Arcanine, Mega Metagross, the Feraligatr, the Alolan Ninetales, and the Scovillain. Now, very interestingly, we do not see the Galarian Slowking for an additional way, using that chilly reception to take out the rain and put up snow. So only one type of weather reset natively available, and that is the Alolan Ninetales switching in. Of course, there are plenty of Pokemon here that can learn Sandstorm or Sunny Day on Bathilra's side if that's how he wants to contest the weather. So we see the Politoed, Double Frog Lead, Politoed, and the Croagunk coming out from J-Dud here in round number 1. We'll see what Bathilra is leading. It is, in fact, going to be the Aerodactyl and the Mega Metagross. That is a little bit loud. I'm going to turn down that volume just a little bit. That Gen 1 music coming out. So, I missaw what was selected. It is, in fact, the Zoroark disguising itself as that Swampert, baiting a, hey, I could swap in to Politoed and get Swift Swim immediately. Aren't you scared of that? Aren't you scared of that? But instead, staying in, going immediately for Foul Play, trying to double up into this Mega Metagross to get massive damage, and the disguise is no longer going to have any effect. Bathilra knows what's up, but choosing to double up into this Mega Metagross anyway. We'll see if it chooses to Mega Evolve here. The extra attack would make Foul Play dangerous, but both of Bathilra's Pokemon will outspeed with the Tailwind. Even getting the Swift Swim off on a Mega Swampert won't help with that. Mega Metagross having 110 base speed, Mega Aerodactyl, or normal Aerodactyl having a colossal 130. With Tailwind will outspeed anything that you can see here. You see a Rock Slide come out, the Zoroark hangs on, and the Toxicroak does stay up, resisting that move, but noticeably the Focus Sash is broken. If we see a Psychic Fangs going into it, and we do, it immediately goes down. However, it did what it was there to do. It tried to fake out, it went for a Sucker Punch, chipping down this Mega Metagross. We'll see if this Foul Play, it is not able to take it out. The Hisuian Zoroark, not having a same type attack bonus, is going to allow the Mega Metagross to stay up, and now we see the real Swampert take the field. Now, that's interesting. I suppose it doesn't particularly matter what ability you have on the Swampert. I suppose you're wanting to have Damp to prevent any sort of Metagross explosion shenanigans, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to be immediately Mega Evolving this Swampert, especially since it was the only Mega Pokemon blocked to this match. So we see the Mega Swampert coming out immediately, the additional bulk and power being absolutely colossal. The Zoroark chooses, I don't want to test the Focus Band today, I'm just going to go for Protect. We see another Rock Slide, wanting to get more damage down on the Zoroark, and the Swampert protects, so nothing coming out of this Aerodactyl right now. A Psychic Fangs goes into the Swampert, but it is able to live, that naturally bulky Pokemon, allowing the Swampert to stay up through the Psychic Fangs, getting off a Wave Crash, taking this Aerodactyl to its sash, but we still have the outspeeds. You have to wonder what we're going to see here. We see a Protect from the Swampert, and we see another Rock Slide. It's going to ding into this Protect, doing no damage, but it does go into the Zoroark. The Zoroark does survive, and the Psychic Fang's not going into it, wanting to guarantee the KO. We see a manual Rain Dance set up. So now we have a big issue for Bathilra's side. The Swampert, all you need is 1 HP in a Dream, and with the double speed from the Rain Dance, the Tailwind's gone. It's going to be the fastest thing on the field. What is the Swampert going to go for? I believe we saw it click Earthquake. The Aerodactyl goes for Protect, not wanting to fall to another Wave Crash. Here comes the Earthquake, going to take out this Mega Metagross. It's also going to take out this Zoroark, allowing for a free switch into J-Dud's last Pokemon. However, that does take the score down to a 2 versus 3 matchup. We saw the manual Rain, which does cause some problems because now this Politoed's Rain isn't going to last for 8 turns. We just have a few more turns of Rain left at the moment. However, Mega Swampert still the fastest thing on the field. We'll see what's going on, and it's going to be a substitute from this Politoed as its trick option of choice. Sometimes you see Perish Song, sometimes you see something like Icy Wind or Encore, but going for substitute, wanting to protect itself potentially from any grass moves coming out from Bathilra's side of the field. And you see that now that the Rain is here to stay, no way to change it, immediately swapping out the Aerodactyl into this Alolan Ninetales, getting the snow up, and that allows the Scovillain to outspeed the Swampert. That's absolutely massive because that allows the Swampert to get burned. That Stone Edge probably would not have taken out the Scovillain with the burn, and the Scovillain starting to set up Moody, getting the defense boost, going to be nigh unkillable. That's absolutely massive. You have to think that J-Dud is going to be considering, how can I adjust into the next round? We see a Blizzard coming out from this Alolan Ninetales, does take out the Swampert. We'll see if it takes out this substitute. It doesn't look like it does, so the substitute stands to survive 1 hit from this Scovillain, but it's going to fade after that absolutely massive, super effective Giga Drain into the Politoed. A Surf comes out, but not Rain boosted. Does good damage into both of these Pokemon. We see the Scovillain is holding leftovers, wanting to take advantage of Moody, get tons of defensive boosts, and just out-sustain. But this Politoed is just clicking Surfs to end the game. You have to consider, does this Alolan Ninetales, what does it know? It chooses to reveal that it has Aurora Veil. That's information that J-Dud is going to have in future games. And I believe there was a special attack drop on this Scovillain, which does allow the Politoed to survive this Giga Drain. However, with that health recovery and the Aurora Veil up, the Scovillain will easily be able to stay up one additional turn. And this Politoed is going to slowly be worn down. We see a massive special attack boost and a speed drop, so the Politoed might outspeed now. But you have to imagine this Alolan Ninetales will be able to take out the Politoed. We've only seen Blizzard revealed as an offensive option, but another move is revealed. The Dazzling Gleam is just going to be enough to take out the Politoed. Good game to Bathilra in game 1. Now, I will note, as we end this match, I was told that the first turn of game 2 was missed, so we are about to immediately transition into that here momentarily. So here comes game 2, immediate Mega Evolution into Mega Metagross. That's absolutely colossal damage being threatened. We see a Protect from this Politoed wanting to stay up, a Rock Slide coming out onto both of the Pokemon on J-Dud's side of the field. The Swampert takes the Rock Slide very well, however, and we know it will live a Psychic Fangs as well. So this Swampert goes for Earthquake, going to be 2 Pokemon unaffected, but it does do good damage into this Mega Metagross. But with the spread damage penalty, it will stay alive this turn. And now we have a very dangerous situation where Swampert went for Protect last turn. You have to imagine that Bathilra is going to look to double up into the Politoed because it can't safely protect itself. We see the Rock Slide dodged by the Politoed. That's absolutely massive. That could have been a double KO. Maybe not. Rock Slide isn't that strong with the spread damage. And a Rain Boosted Surf going into both of these Pokemon is going to allow a double KO. That crit definitely didn't matter with the Aerodactyl at 1 HP, and this game looks incredibly different now that the Mega Metagross and the Aerodactyl have fallen off the field. We see Scovillain come out along with the, I believe that's the Alolan Ninetales, stopping the snow. And we'll see. We've seen 3 moves so far from this Alolan Ninetales, and it appears that all of J-Dud's Pokemon are still up on the field. I do like that the Beartic has come to this game. The Ice typing does allow it to benefit from the snow, but not going into it right now. Going for the Manectric first, and then going into the Beartic. Completely double switching, wanting to save his rain mode for later, but that does allow a safe Aurora Veil to come out from the Alolan Ninetales. We see a Giga Drain doing good damage into this Manectric, but not quite enough for a KO. We see the speed boost from the Scovillain, really good for it because the Tailwind faded, but the special attack drop is not what you want to see. That does mean that I think it's possible the Beartic and the both Pokemon on J-Dud's side of the field can stay alive this turn, and so it doesn't even go for an attack. It goes for Will-O-Wisp onto the Beartic, but a Heavy Slam being 4 times super effective. The burn mattered. The difference in weight's not enough, and with the Aurora Veil and the burn, it does survive to get off a Blizzard that will be enough to take out the Manectric, but however, the Beartic is still alive, resisting that move. We see attack drops and defense rises from the Scovillain. Doesn't mind the attack drop, would have loved to get a special attack boost to counteract that drop, but now we see the Ninetales is no longer in its preferred weather. It's going straight for, going for a retreat. Bathilra is forfeiting, knowing that with the rain up, not safe to, not able to swap out and reset the weather. So now we are going into game number 3. Interesting, we see absolutely no automatic rain coming out from J-Dud. No Politoed coming. Now, we do know from Game 1 that there is manual rain on the Hisuian Zoroark, and now you have to consider that one of these two Pokemon could very well be that Hisuian Zoroark. It's not in this case, but it is something that Bathilra always has to keep in mind. Now, we know there is no rain in the back, so this Mega Evolution from the Swampert won't be able to benefit from any Rain Dance speed boosts. We see a Mega Evolution from the Metagross straight into that Mega Metagross. Bathilra's team is called the Meteor Mashers for a reason. Haven't seen it yet this series, just going for Psychic Fangs and Protect. But that's all it's really needed to do to have a massive impact in these games. So with both teams choosing to don their Megas of choice, we see a Protect coming out from the Mega Metagross. Not wanting to take an Earthquake, but Swampert also goes for a Protect, so we'll see what both Pokemon want to go for. A Tailwind comes out from the Aerodactyl, ensuring a speed advantage for both Pokemon on its side of the field, and a Volt Switch, taking advantage of the suspected off-turn of offense, allows this Mega Manectric to immediately swap around. Now, because Zoroark was in the last position on the team, it is revealed, unfortunately. So we see the Zoroark choosing to go for a Rain Dance, and a Wave Crash seems to be the move of choice for the Swampert, wanting to get big stab rain-boosted damage onto this Mega Metagross. So here comes a Rock Slide. Not going to do much to Chompert. Zoroark survives it well enough. However, a Psychic Fangs doesn't take out the Zoroark, choosing to chip down the Swampert, and so the Zoroark is able to get off that Rain Dance. Now with the Tailwind, Swampert still isn't going to outspeed either of Bathilra's Pokemon, but this is going to be big damage into the Swampert, but not quite enough to KO. The increased defensive stats from this Mega Evolution will allow the Swampert to hang on, and suddenly we're in a bit of a predicament, where the Swampert with the recoil damage will fall to a Rock Slide. The Metagross does switch out, wanting to change the rain into snow. The Alolan Ninetales coming out, and we know that there wasn't a manual rain reset. There's no prediction on J-Dud's side for this. A Rock Slide comes out, and Zoroark does manage to dodge the Rock Slide. Huzzah for small mercies, but this foul play into a weak Pokemon like the Alolan Ninetales that resists Dark-type attacks is absolutely massive. Now, the Hisuian Zoroark thinking, I can outspeed you and stop you from setting up. I want to not let you have an Aurora Veil. And so choosing to go for a taunt. Meanwhile, the Mega Swampert on 1 foot in the Pokemon Center is going to try to go for a move, banked on a dodge, but doesn't quite get it. The Swampert is falling to this Rock Slide from the Aerodactyl. And you have to wonder the speed tiers here. The Alolan Ninetales does outspeed the Zoroark, unfortunately, and it falls as well. So now, here at the end, the Tailwind fades, but you have a Beartic and a Manectric here at the end. The Beartic is well off with this snow, boosting its physical defense, not overly worried about these Rock Slides, but you have to wonder what is coming next. So, a Heavy Slam will probably be enough to take out this Alolan Ninetales. Is it actually Slush Rush and not Swift Swim? Interesting tech. That does allow it to be the fastest Pokemon on the field. I don't think that was revealed earlier in the set. It does allow it to outspeed and take out the Ninetales, but we have a Tailwind up now. And even with a double KO coming from J-Dud, that Tailwind is absolutely critical, because it means that the Tailwind and the Slush Rush is going to allow this Mega Metagross to be the fastest Pokemon on the field. We see the Scovillain come out along with the Mega Metagross. You only need a little bit of chip in order to take out this Mega Metagross, so maybe something can happen. We see the Flamethrower coming out trying to accomplish this, and a Protect on this Beartic, hoping for special attack drops from this Scovillain. We see a Rage Powder not wanting to let this Mega Manectric go down. This Flamethrower is going to go into it. A good choice of the Flamethrower instead of Thunderbolt will do more damage in case this move was redirected. So we'll see what happens. Leftovers is going to make it comfortably able to survive unless it gets a special defense drop. We do see a special attack drop instead, so it's not going to be incredibly strong, but this does mean that this becomes very interesting. Obviously, a Meteor Mash will do big damage into this Beartic, but the snow, depending on how this Beartic is built, it could maybe survive one. I wouldn't want to bet on it, but it is technically possible. Here comes the Meteor Mash. It doesn't miss. Connects into the Beartic, and yeah, with Tough Claws, with the increased attack from the Mega Evolution, with a critical hit to boot, that is easily going to be enough to take out the Mega Metagross. We see another Flamethrower come out into the Scovillain. With that Leftovers recovery, again, is able to easily survive that Flamethrower, but one more will take out either of the Pokemon on Bathilra's side of the field. That special defense drop coming just a little bit too late to get this Oko. And we see this Manectric just desperately trying to output enough damage to survive. But with the Tailwind up, I'm not sure if a double KO won't just be enough to take out. And yeah, if a -1 Giga Drain is doing that much to Manectric, you have to imagine that the Manectric will go down to the Psychic Fangs, and it does. So a 2-0 victory in this game for Bathilra, and a 2-1 victory for Bathilra in the match overall. So congratulations to Bathilra for winning week 1, and I can't wait to see what both of these trainers will do going forward. But that's it for me for now. So best of luck to